Start with the salient features of the constitution, right? The Indian constitution is unique in its contents and spirit. Though borrowed from almost every constitution of the world, the constitution of India has several salient features that distinguish it from the constitutions of the other countries. It should be noted at the outset that a number of original features of the constitution as adopted in 1949 have undergone a substantial change on account of several amendments, particularly 7th, 42nd, 44th, 73rd, 74th, 97th, 101 amendments. In fact, the 42nd Amendment Act 1976 is known as a mini constitution due to the important and large number of changes made by it in various parts of the constitution. However, in the Keshavananda Bharati case 1973, the Supreme Court ruled that the constituent power of the parliament under Article 368 does not enable it to alter the basic structure of the constitution. Fine. Now, salient features of the constitution. The salient features of the constitution as it stands today are as follows. Lengthiest written constitution. Constitutions are classified into written like the American Constitution, unwritten like the British Constitution. The Constitution of India is the lengthiest of all the written constitutions of the world. It is very comprehensive, elaborate and detailed document, right? Originally 1949, the constitution contained a preamble, 395 articles divided into 22 parts and 8 schedules. Presently 2019, it consists of a preamble, about 470 articles divided into 25 parts and 12 schedules. The various amendments carried out since 1951 have deleted about 12 articles and 1 part 7th and added about 95 articles. 4 part 4A, 9A, 9B and 14A and 4 schedules 9, 10, 11, 12 and right. They have created about this, they have added this 9, 10, 11, 12 क्योंकि पहले 8 थे तो ये शेड्यूल ऐड हो गए, ये पार्ट्स ऐड हो गए 4A, 9A, 9B, 14A और 20 आर्टिकल्स डिलीट कर दिए गए एंड 1 पार्ट 7 एंड एडिट उन्होंने ऐड क्या किया, ये डिलीट किया, ये ऐड कर दिया. No other constitution in the world has so many articles and schedules. 4 factors have contributed to the elephantine size of our constitution. They are geographical factors, that is the vastness of the country and its diversity, therefore it lead to the elephantine matlab lengthiest. Historical factors, influence of the government थे जिन्होंने legislation or established political conventions have also been included in the constitutional document itself in India. It drawn from various sources, right? It drawn from various sources. So, Constitution of India has borrowed most of its provision from the constitutions of various other countries as well as from the Government of India Act of 1935. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar proudly acclaimed that the Constitution of India has been framed after ransacking all the known constitutions of the world. The structural part of the Constitution is to a large extent derived. इसका structural part कहाँ से derive किया गया है? From the Indian Act of Government of India Act of 1935. The philosophical part of the Constitution. Philosophical part कौन सा है? Fundamental Rights and DPSP. They derive Fundamental Rights American से और DPSP Irish से derive किया गया है. The political part. The political part of the Constitution वो क्या है? The principle of cabinet government and the relations between the executive and legislature. This is derived from the British Constitution. राइट. द पॉलिटिकल पार्ट कौन सा है? द प्रिंसिपल ऑफ कैबिनेट गवर्नमेंट और रिलेशन जो एग्जीक्यूटिव लेजिस्लेचर के बीच में, ये कहाँ से ड्राइव किया गया है? ब्रिटिश कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन से. द अदर प्रोविजंस ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन हैव बीन ड्रॉन फ्रॉम द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशंस ऑफ कनाडा, ऑस्ट्रेलिया, जर्मनी, USSR, नाउ रशिया, फ्रांस, साउथ अफ्रीका, जापान एंड सो ऑन. The most profound influence and material source of the Constitution is the Government of India Act of 1935. The federal scheme, judiciary, governance, emergency powers, the public service commissions and the most of the administrative details are drawn from this act. मोर देन हाफ, अब कहाँ, एक मिनट पहले ये दोबारा देख लेते हैं। फेडरल स्कीम, judiciary, governors, emergency powers, the public service commissions, and most of the administrative details are drawn from this act, Government of India Act of 1935. More than half of the provision of constitution are identical to or bear a close resemblance to the Act of 1935. Blend of rigidity and flexibility. Constitutions are also classified into rigid and flexible. A rigid constitution वो होता है that require a special procedure for its amendment, for example American Constitution, उसे चेंज करना या मॉडिफाई करना थोड़ा टफ है। अ फ्लैक्सीबल वो होता है डैट कैन बी अमेंडेड इन द सेम मैनर एज अ ऑर्डनरी लॉस आर मेड, एज फॉर एग्जांपल जैसे ब्रिटिश कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन। द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया ना वो ज़्यादा रिजिड है ना वो फ्लैक्सीबल है, बट अ सिंथेसिस ऑफ बोथ। आर्टिकल 368 प्रोवाइड्स फॉर 2 टाइप्स ऑफ अमेंडमेंट्स, राइट। फर्स्ट इज सम प्रोविजन कैन बी अमेंडेड बाय अ स्पेशल मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द पार्लियामेंट, दैट इज 2/3 मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द मेंबर्स ऑफ ईच हाउस प्रेजेंट एंड वोटिंग and a majority of the total membership of each house. Some other provisions can be amended by a special majority of the parliament and with the ratification by half of the total states. At the same time, कुछ जो provision है constitution के can be amended by a simple majority of the parliament in the manner of ordinary legislative processes. Notably, these amendments do not come under Article 368. ये वाले Article 368 के अंदर नहीं आते. Federal system with the unitary bias. The Constitution of India established a federal system of government. It contains all the usual features of federation. Federation के features देख लेते हैं. To government, division of powers, written rigidity of constitution, independent judiciary, and bicameralism. However, the Indian Constitution also contains a large number of unitary or non-federal features. Non-federal features कौन से हैं? Strong center, single constitution, single citizenship, flexibility of constitution, integrated judiciary, appointment of state governor by the state, all India services, emergency provisions, and so on. Moreover, the term federation has nowhere been used, right? The term federation has nowhere been used in the constitution. Article 1 on the other hand describes India as a union of states, which implies two things. One, Indian federation is not a result of an agreement by the states, right? ये स्टेट्स ने खुद एग्रीमेंट नहीं किया था जिसके कारण इंडियन फेडरेशन बना था, ठीक है। इंडिया फेडरेशन लेकर आई थी सारे स्टेट्स को, यूनियन ही सारे स्टेट्स को इकट्ठे लेकर आई थी। एंड टू, नो स्टेट हैज़ अ राइट, किसी को राइट नहीं है वो फेडरेशन से निकल जाए। ऐसा इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन हैज़ बीन वेरियसली डिस्क्राइब्ड एज फेडरल इन फॉर्म बट यूनिटरी इन स्पिरिट, राइट। क्वासी फेडरल बाय whom? By K.C. Weir. Bargaining federalism by Morris Jones. कोऑपरेटिव फेडरलिज्म बाय ग्रैनविले. ऑस्टिन ने क्या कहा? फेडरेशन विद द सेंट्रलाइजिंग टेंडेंसी बाय आइवर जेनिक्स, ठीक है, बाय ग्रैनविले ऑस्टिन, बाय ग्रैनविले ऑस्टिन. ये किसने कहा? फेडरेशन विद द सेंट्रलाइजिंग टेंडेंसी बाय आइवर जेनिक्स एंड सो ऑन. पार्लियामेंट्री फॉर्म ऑफ गवर्नमेंट. द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया हैज ऑप्टेड फॉर द ब्रिटिश पार्लियामेंट्री सिस्टम ऑफ गवर्नमेंट rather than American presidential system of government. The parliament system is based on principle of cooperation and coordination between the legislative and executive organs. जबकि जो presidential system is based on the separation, on the doctrine of separation of powers between the two organs. जबकि parliamentary में there is a cooperation and coordination. The parliamentary system is also known as Westminster model of government. Responsible government भी इसे कहते हैं, cabinet government भी इसे कहते हैं. The constitution establishes the parliamentary system not only at the center but also in the states. अब इसके फीचर्स देख लेते हैं पार्लियामेंट्री गवर्नमेंट के इंडिया में. प्रेजेंस ऑफ नॉमिनल एंड रियल एग्जीक्यूटिव्स, मेजॉरिटी पार्टी रूल, कलेक्टिव रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ द एग्जीक्यूटिव टू द लेजिस्लेचर, मेंबरशिप ऑफ द मिनिस्टर्स इन द लेजिस्लेचर, लीडरशिप ऑफ द प्राइम मिनिस्टर और द चीफ मिनिस्टर, डिसोल्यूशन ऑफ द लोअर हाउस, लोकसभा और असेंबली. Even though the Indian parliamentary system is largely based on the British pattern, there are some fundamental differences between the two. वो देख लेते हैं कौन कौन से differences हैं. The Indian Parliament is not a sovereign body. ये sovereign body नहीं है British Parliament जैसी. Further, the Indian state has an elected head. उनका एक elected head है, ठीक है, जिसे रिपब्लिक कहते हैं. While the British state has a hereditary head जिसे monarchy कहते हैं. In a parliamentary system, whether in India or Britain, the role of Prime Minister has become so significant and crucial that the political scientists like to call it a prime minister government. तो इसके ये फीचर्स आप दोबारा देख लेते हैं, इंपॉर्टेंट है. पार्लियामेंट्री गवर्नमेंट इंडिया के फीचर्स कौन से? प्रेजेंस ऑफ नॉमिनल और रियल एग्जीक्यूटिव, मेजोरिटी पार्टी रूल, कलेक्टिव रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ द एग्जीक्यूटिव टू द लेजिस्लेचर, membership of the ministers in the legislature, leadership of the prime minister or the chief minister, dissolution of the Lok Sabha or the assembly. Fine. Synthesis of parliamentary sovereignty and judicial supremacy. The doctrine of sovereignty of parliament is associated with the British parliament, while the principle of judicial supremacy with that of the American Supreme Court. Just as the Indian parliamentary system differs from the British system, the scope of judicial review power of the Supreme Court in India, the scope of judicial review power of the Supreme Court कम है as compared to what exists in US. This is because the American Constitution provides for due process of law against a procedure established by law, जो हमारे इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में है आर्टिकल 21 में. हमारे इंडिया में कौन सा प्रोसीजर एस्टैब्लिश्ड बाय लॉ कंटेन इन द इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन आर्टिकल 21. ये आपको अच्छे से समझ आ जाएगा फंडामेंटल राइट्स में. Therefore, the framers of Indian Constitution have preferred a proper synthesis between the British Parliament principle of parliamentary sovereignty and the American principle of judicial supremacy. The Supreme Court on the one hand can declare the parliamentary law as unconstitutional through its power of judicial review. The Parliament on the other hand can amend the major part of the Constitution through its constituent power. Next आते हैं integrated and independent judiciary. The Indian Constitution established a judicial system that is integrated as well as independent. The Supreme Court stands at the top of the integrated judicial system in the country. Below it, there are high courts at the state level. Under a high court, there is a hierarchy of subordinate courts, that is the district courts and other lower courts. This is a single system of court enforces both the central laws as well as the state laws, unlike in USA. USA में क्या है? USA में federal laws are enforced by the federal judiciary, state laws are enforced by state judiciary. The Supreme Court is a federal court, the highest court of appeal. The Supreme Court एक federal court है, the highest court of appeal. Supreme Court is the highest court of appeal, the guarantor of fundamental rights of the citizens and the guardian of the Constitution. Hence, the Constitution has made various provisions to ensure its independence. Security of tenure of judges है ताकि वो independent रहे. Fixed service condition for the judges. All the expenses of the Supreme Court charged on the Consolidated Fund of India. Prohibition on discussion on the conduct of judges in the legislature. Ban on practice after retirement. Power to punish for its contempt vested in the Supreme Court. Separation of the judiciary from the executive and so on. फंडामेंटल राइट्स देख लेते हैं. ऐसे सिंपल 1 to लाइन में भी क्वेश्चन आ जाते हैं. अच्छा, फंडामेंटल राइट्स बताइए कौन से? तो देयर 6 फंडामेंटल राइट्स. पार्ट 3 कंटेन 6. राइट टू इक्वालिटी 14 to 18. राइट टू फ्रीडम 19 to 22. राइट टू रिलीजन 25 to 28. Culture and educational rights article 29 to 30. Right to constitutional remedies article 32. The fundamental rights are meant for promoting the idea of political democracy. They are meant for promoting the idea of political democracy. They operate as limitation on the tyranny of its executive and arbitrary laws of the legislature. They are justiciable in nature, that is, they are enforceable by the court for a violation. The aggrieved person can directly go to the Supreme Court, which can issue the writs of habeas corpus, mandamus, prohibition, certiorari, and quo warranto for the restoration of his rights. However, the fundamental rights are not absolute and subject to reasonable restrictions. Further, they are not sacrosanct and can be curtailed or repealed by the Parliament through a Constitutional Amendment Act. They can also be suspended during the operation of national emergency, except the right granted by Article 20 and 21. Now, the principles are meant for promoting the idea of fundamental in the governance of the Constitution, and it shall be the duty of the state to apply these principles in making laws. Hence, they impose a moral obligation on the state authorities for their application. But the real force sanction behind is political, that is public opinion. In the Supreme Court held that Indian Constitution is founded on the bedrock of the balance between fundamental rights and directive principles. कौन से? इन मिनरल मिल्स केस 1980. अब फंडामेंटल ड्यूटीज़ में आ जाते हैं. The original constitution did not provide for the fundamental duties of the citizens. They were added during the operation of internal emergency 1975 to 77 by the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act of 1976 on the recommendation of Swansingh Committee. The 86th Constitutional Amendment Act of 2002 add one more fundamental duty. This is related to education. The part 4th A of the Constitution, which consists of only one article, 51A, specifies the 11 fundamental duties, which to respect the Constitution, national flag, national anthem, to protect the sovereignty, unity and integrity of the country, to promote the spirit of common brotherhood amongst all the people, to preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture and so on. The fundamental duties serve as a reminder to the citizens that while enjoying their rights, they all have also be quite conscious of duties they owe to the country, their society and to their fellow citizens. However, like the directive principles, their duties are also non justiciable in nature. सेकुलर स्टेट आ जाते हैं. द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया स्टैंड फॉर अ सेकुलर स्टेट. हैंस इट डज नॉट अपहोल्ड एनी पर्टिकुलर रिलीजन. इसका अपना कोई रिलीजन नहीं है एज ऑफिशियल रिलीजन ऑफ द इंडियन स्टेट. राइट, ऐसा कोई है नहीं. द फॉलोइंग प्रोविजंस ऑफ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन रिवील द सेकुलर करेक्टर ऑफ द इंडियन स्टेट. The term secular was added to the preamble of the Indian Constitution by the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act of 1976. The preamble secures to all citizens of India liberty of belief, faith and worship. The state shall not deny to any person equality before the law or equal protection of the laws. That is in Article 14. Article 15 बताते हैं it shall not discriminate against any citizen on the ground of religion. Article 16 बताता है कि equality of opportunity for all religions in matter of public employment. Article 16, all religions are equally entitled to freedom of conscience and conscience and the right to freely profess, practice and propagate any religion. Article 25, every religious denomination of any of its sections shall have the right to manage its religious affairs. 26 that no person shall be compelled to pay any taxes for the promotion of particular religion. Article 27, no religion instruction shall be provided in any education institution maintained by the state. Article 28, any section of the citizen shall have the right to conserve its distinct language, script, culture. Article 29, all minorities shall have the right to establish and administer education institutions of their choice. Article 30, the state नोट्स का पॉजिटिव कंसेप्ट लिया है. डेट इज in the legislature on the basis of religious assembly. Every citizen जो गई थी 18 तक फ्रॉम 21. Adult franchise was the prevailing illiteracy. Right. Universal adult franchise makes democracy broad-based, enhances the self-respect and prestige of the common people, uphold the principle of equality, enables minority to protect their interest and open up new homes and vistas for weaker sections. Right. Let's come to single citizenship. Though the Indian Constitution is federal and envisages a dual polity, चाहे इसमें dual polity है center state की, still it provide for only a single citizenship, that is the Indian citizenship. In a countries like USA, on the other hand, her person is not only citizen of USA but also citizen of the particular state to which he belongs. Thus he owes a elegance to both and enjoys dual set of rights. One conferred by the national government and another by the state government. ये USA बट इंडिया में एक ही है. All citizens चाहे वो किसी भी स्टेट के हैं, they are born or reside enjoy the same political and civil rights of citizenship all over the country and no discrimination is based between them. Despite the constitutional provision for a single citizenship and uniform rights for all the states, India has been witnessing a communal riots, class conflicts, caste wars, and linguistic clashes and ethnic disputes. This means that the cherished goal of the constitution makers to build a united and integrated Indian nation has not been fully realized. Right? Independent bodies. The Indian constitution not only provides for the legislative, executive and judicial organ of the government, central and state, but also establishes several independent bodies. Their constitution has a bulk work CAG. Audit the account of the central on the legality and proper UPSC to conduct examination for recruitment to all India services and higher central services and to advise the president on disciplinary matters. State Public Service Commission in every state to conduct examination for recruitment to state service and to advise the governor on disciplinary matters. The constitution ensures the independence of these bodies through various provisions like emergency of India. During an emergency, the central government becomes all powerful and the states go into the total control of the center. It converts the federal structure into a unitary one without a formal amendment of the constitution. This kind of transformation of political system from federal to unitary is a unique feature. Emergency में unitary बन जाता है. ये unique feature है Indian constitution का. 3-tier government. So we'll resume from here 3-tier government in our next lecture.